happened?
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Metaphor Refantazio. In the last episode, we followed Hulkenberg into the catacombs, fought an undead Grius. A lot of stuff happened. Hulkenberg awoke to her archetype, and we broke to Maria that her father was gone. And then we were given the mission of taking down the necromancer. In this episode, we're going to take care of some requests. We're going to work on some royal virtues, follower stuff, things to get us prepped to go into the dungeons. We have until the 21st. We have 10 days. So we just have to make sure we hit that deadline by the 21st.
What's happened?
So, that all being said, we're going to knock out a couple things at once. Get a few requests. We're going to start out by talking to the informant. We're going to need to do this. If I may ask just one thing, are y'all going to the cathedral?
Why?
Hey, who told you that? Calm yourself. There's no need to be so wary. I won't say a word about it to anyone else. On the contrary, I'd like to help you. I've got intel on the monsters within Grand Cathedral. And you could always use more information, couldn't you?
What?
Information? I'm what they call an informant. I sell information. So how about it? Any interest in paying for knowledge? Yeah, you're going to want to use the informants in every town. There is one in each town you go to, and they will give you information on bosses, information on side quest enemies. Sometimes they have side quests. Open up various places on the map for you. Buy all the intel you can from them. It will help you out in the long run. So we're gonna buy this.
Hey!
If you're set on going into the Grand Cathedral, be wary. I've heard the place is a veritable den of monsters now. I must assume that this is the work of that man, the necromancer. Just the thought of bones and corpses moving around their own sends a chill down my spine. I heard they're weak to light magic. In addition, the skeleton ones are weak to physical blows. Skeletons. Let your fists fly and smack them around a bit. I've also heard about a moving stone statue.
Between us.
Couldn't tell you why, but there are statues in there that come to life. They're apparently immune to sword attacks, so be careful. I've heard they're weak to wind magic, so if you're heading over there, keep light, wind, and weapons in your arsenal. That's all I know. I know little of your motives, but regardless, I hope you succeed. That man needs to be stopped to the end of the madness, to end the madness at the cathedral. I received a scrap of paper inscribed with the information I just heard. I'll put it away so I can check it later.
Come again anytime.
Well, let me know if you need anything else you want to hear about. I know the city like the back of my hand. I'll stay here a while, but my regular haunt is the Honeybee Inn.
You're right.
It does sound like his information could be useful to us, but the Honeybee Inn? A shady-looking guy like him is a regular there? I mean, are we surprised? Okay. So now that we have that information, we know that once we go into the Grand Cathedral, we need light magic, wind magic, and melee attacks, or physical blows, right? So that kind of helps us decide what archetypes we're going to use going in. Alright, we're going to talk to this Mustari
Can't see
man.
a single good option here.
Oh, that's what I do. I cannot buy medicine that my sick daughter needs. Medicine? Is that expensive? Yes, it is. Or, to put it more accurately, It costs more than what a Mystari in the city is capable of earning. My daughter won't be long for this world if I can't get my hands on that medicine. My heart aches to see her so racked by cough. Well, what if I buy it?
Yeah.
Our mission is still our top priority, but it shouldn't take up too much of our time to squeeze in a quick shopping trip and help them out.
You there?
What? Don't be ridiculous. We Mystari are treated poorly, but the people here hate the Elda even more. I've heard that all Elda are anathema to the Sanctus. The medicine can be purchased at a church, but I doubt they'll do business with you. Well, I'm gonna try anyway. Well, it's a respiratory medicine called the Breath of Fresh Air. They sell it at St. Firmus Church.
I hope it's not too much trouble.
I'm hesitant to get my hopes up, but should you somehow obtain it, please bring it to me.
If so...
St. Firmus Church should be on San Lomeo Drive Street. Think they'll sell us the medicine?
Let's give it a shot.
This one has a deadline of the 16th, but we're gonna knock it out real quick. So, rewards for requests are not limited to just money or items. You can unlock archetypes just by completing quests, so they're important. The harder the request, the greater the reward. You may be requested to slay monsters outside the city. So you can review requests you've already taken in the main menu. Enemy difficulty is noted there so you don't have to tackle quests blindly. And then requests with deadlines. So if you don't complete it by the deadline, it's just marked as expired. At that point, you can't acquire rewards, so kind of keep that in mind. And then review deadlines in the quest section in the main menu. So, like if I go to the main menu, go down to quests. And then you can also see, this is a network thing, so you can see like party formations when they cleared quests while, viewing a specific request. Same thing with dungeons. Travelers' voices is useful if you're stuck somewhere. I didn't use it. I kind of used trial and error, but it's there. So, each one of these requests will, if it has a deadline, will say what the deadline is. So, like for Pagan's Dilemma, there's 5 days left to request it. For Necromancer Takedown, there's 10 days left to complete it. And the ones with no deadline will say deadline, no deadline, or for the Save the Prince, it says unknown deadline. So all that information is there.
Yeah. You've been a lifesaver. Humans. Just can't stand it.
What's it all got to do with us anyway?
All right then.
And when you hit R1 and bring up the map, you can fast travel now. Yay! Within the city, which cuts a lot of time off. We're gonna pop into the church real quick. Get this guy's medicine. Closure, I can see that you're an Elda. I'll not turn you away if you come here with a purpose. However, I do hope that you keep it brief.
Excuse me.
Thanks, I think. Anyway, we heard you sell a type of medicine called Breath of Fresh Air here. Breath of Fresh Air, you say? We typically only make that particular remedy available to those who have accepted the light of sanctism. Let it be known that we practice generosity. By special exception for an Elda, you may demonstrate your sincerity by purchasing it for 500 reef. Yeah. my sincerity indeed. For an elder, you're raising the price because of his tribe? Surely you would not expect your vulgar tribe to stand as equals among the blessed. Our teachings forbid it. Thus, I ask you to demonstrate your sincerity. Bear in mind, to even sell, that is, give them to you, is taboo. I'd appreciate a show of gratitude more than words of protest. Yeah, Gallica's face kind of says it all there.
How may I share God's blessing?
No, how may I assist you? Yeah. Okay, so, couple things here. We are gonna grab the Breath of Fresh Air, because we need that for the quest. But, if you have the Reeve, you can buy Bombs of Life here. As you go through the game, I would advise popping in here occasionally and getting one or two. I generally kept like 3, 4 on me at all times throughout the mid to late parts of this game. Just in case for some reason one of my characters got KO'd, right? Also, they're useful once you get towards in-game, but that's later. They also have cures for various status ailments, so burn, hex, rage, sleep. I am gonna get that one for malady. We'll get into that one later. It's not my favorite status ailment. We got the Breath of Fresh Air. Let's take it back to Sunshade Road. Oh, we'll do that in a minute. I got one more stop to make while we're up this way.
All right then. Let's go.
And we're gonna go up here.
I'm just incredulous. What is it? Just might not be worth a wait. Can hardly believe such a thing.
There.
Are you interested in my shop serves? Well, sorry to break it to you, but I can't sell to you. Now, before you get the wrong idea, let me assure you, it's not a matter of tribe. It's just I've got a limited stock and only sell to my regulars.
Can hardly believe such
Yeah,
a
we
thing.
wanted to talk to him because now that we've talked to him, we should be able to get dialogue with
Now what am I to do?
the informant. He should have additional things available for us.
Welcome.
That whole cathedral business has brought in a lot of customers. I had no choice but to stay open, so what do you have? We want to buy from him. We need to get the Beto meat for something else that we're going to take care of.
Come again, mate.
And then we also need to grab
It's quite fresh.
some pristine water.
Cheers.
And while we're
Just
here,
might not be worth a wait. That's how you want
Stop it.
there, I believe.
it. All right then.
Must be here. Yeah.
Let's head there right away.
What's happened?
Hit fool. What on earth are you doing? Oh.
Oh, and Elda, sorry, but would you mind keeping distance from... No, wait, perhaps the Elder who's been frequenting the Hushed Honeybee of late? Well, am I famous, or, like...
Grand, innit?
Well, for better or for worse, your tribe certainly stands out. But more importantly, your reaction gave you away. You do frequent the Honeybee. You see, I work at a very high-end hotel as an apprentice cook. So far, all I've been entrusted without a choice. My dream is to become a 5-star chef. To that end, I've been researching the various cuisines of the world, and Hush Honeybee has caught my nose, if you will. I made the mistake of telling my superiors I wanted to go, but they stopped me cold. If I learned to cook from a parapet, it would damage our kitchen's reputation, they said.
Now what am I to do?
They told me if I even get caught setting foot on Sunshade Road, I'd be fired on the spot. I'm an idiot, and he doesn't even trust me. It's the same tired prejudice. Nydia are liars and cheats, and so on. So if it's not too much trouble, could I ask for your help with something? I'd like you to help with the cooking at the Hush Honeybee, then report back to me about what it was like. The only catch is my employer has some high priority guests coming soon. So if possible, I'd like you to get back to me by June 19th.
Please, if there's anything you can do.
I'd like to learn about their ingredients, what the kitchen's like, and of course, how the taste of the food. Naturally, I'll make it worth your while. How's that sound? Sure, I can do that.
Thank you much.
You're truly kind, agreeing to help out a stranger you just met. I finally know what makes that kitchen tick.
Let's give it a shot.
Alright, so we get the side quest of help the Hush Honeybee. And this is one we have to do at night because the honeybee's busier at night, right?
Come on.
Just like that, you're agreeing to help that guy, but I suppose Fabienne has helped us a lot, so it wouldn't hurt to pay her back by helping in the kitchen. From what I've heard, the Hush Honeybee is really busy at night. So when the sun sets, let's ask Fabienne if we can do what we can do to help.
What on earth are you doing?
Alright, so with all of that picked up,
Alright then.
we're gonna go back to Sunshade Road.
What's it all got to do with us anyway? Ridiculous. Aha.
We're gonna turn in this quest to the Mistari.
You there?
My dear fellow, is that breath of fresh air? Did you get that for me? I sure
Thank
did.
you so very much.
Oh, praised be, I give you the deepest thanks. With this, my daughter can be cured. I apologize for having so little faith in you. People have been quite anxious since the incident at the Grand Cathedral, so the prices on everything have increased. On top of that, the discrimination against the Mistari and other minor tribes has only worsened. Hardly any shops will serve me. But I digress. Allow me to return the favor.
Hey, no.
Hardly seems worthy of praise to do something so simple as purchase medicine. It's wrong that these problems exist within the country to begin with.
You there?
What you did means the world to me. Thank you truly for saving my daughter's life. Please, you must take this, a token of my gratitude.
Mission accomplished.
So that's completed. We get a rested accessory and then an increase to our tolerance.
Alright.
I hear a voice.
Within thee.
Thy presence glow comes from one of the splendid virtues already dwelling within thee.
Brilliance.
This glow serves thee best as a kindling to inflame thy followers' trust in thee.
then.
Gather the royal virtues and fulfill thy destiny. Okay, so royal virtues are like the stats in the Persona games. So if you've played the Persona games, think about the stats that Joker has, the stats that protagonists in Persona 4 and 3 have as well. You have to level those up throughout the game. This is the same concept. So you will have stat checks throughout the game. So if you're not leveling up your stats throughout the game, you will be locked out of certain follower levels or stuff like that. Or you won't even be able to begin leveling up a follower without a specific stat rank. So use your time wisely. Make sure that you are leveling up your royal virtues. And in this game, it's courage, wisdom, tolerance, eloquence, and imagination. A lot of times they can be found as rewards and quests. The hardest one that I have seen most frequently people have trouble with is eloquence, because there aren't as many instances for you to be able to level up eloquence early on. But actually, for me, on my original playthrough, it was one of the first ones I maxed out. So it's all about how you play it. An accessory? I'm sorry, but what does it do? It's so rusty I can't tell what it is. I've heard you can get it appraised at a shop. Anywhere will do. I'm afraid I don't know more than that, as none of those places will serve me.
No way.
For crying out loud, they won't even let you shop? Thank you, though. We should get this looked at.
Bye-bye now.
Excuse me, I must now administer the medicine to my daughter. Thank you again, and may our divine relic bless this kind young man. And he's gone. Alright. We are gonna go to the shop. Get this.
Idiot peasants.
Come on.
Appraise if I get yelled at.
You're not getting off the hook for that.
Hey,
Hey, did you hear that? It sounded like a cry of pain somewhere nearby. Yeah, so occasionally you'll hear people just like crying out in pain from whatever ailment. Hey, do you have any medical herbs? My stomach is killing me. He's in pretty rough shape. A medical herb would go a long way. And you have 12 on hand. Want to give him one? If you have them, give them over.
Thank you.
I did this as I came
You
across them.
saved me.
It's feeling a bit better. You're a kind one. People normally pay no mind to a pair of beasts like me, but you really helped me. Here, take this as thanks. Yeah, you get stuff in return. So, giving up a medical herb for a hero's instance, it's not a bad trade. That was nice of you to make the man so happy. I hope he gets better. Yeah, I got an incense out of it, so it's not all bad. It doesn't matter what shop you get items appraised
come
at.
to think of it. Hey, what are you pining for?
Yeah, so once you get it appraised, you can equip it. That's not bad to have this early on. Don't have anything to sell right now. Okay.
On to shite this out.
Come off it. What can I do?
What are you playing at? Awful.
We're going to increase our wisdom.
So that's
Yes, I can.
Whatever will I do?
Something
You're
up?
not getting off the hook for
Why
that.
not take a breather? There's a nice view, and it's important to stop and smell the roses, you know. Besides, watching how people in Grand Cathedral live might brighten your horizon. If I spend time gazing at the scenery, my wisdom should broaden. That's going to take some time, so if you had other plans for today, let's come back another time.
Oh,
So what's the plan? Care for a short break?
Okay.
Yup. Alright, then it's decided.
whoa.
The streets are packed, but at least it's not a huge crowd as a royal funeral home. Sure are a bunch of nobles on the main street and around the Grand Cathedral. I see some Kumar, Roag, and some other Ishkia. But if you head to the back streets, you'll see more parapets. I guess that's what a class divided looks like. And then there's you, the only Elder in town. It's crazy how people will say the most vile things right to your face. I just don't want it to get to me.
Listen.
That's very strong of you, but if anything does get under your skin, make sure you speak up. Let's not hide anything from each other, okay?
Well,
Personally, I don't see much difference among the tribes, but I bet a lot of people would disagree with me there. Gazing out the sights of the capital of Gallica makes me feel like I've broadened my wisdom.
All right.
Yeah, you don't get a lot starting out. And sometimes the choices that you pick affect how much of that virtue you get. Alright, so spending time at night. On days you don't visit a dungeon, you will have energy left for activities at night. You can visit followers only available at night or hone your royal virtues. Gallica might have advice on what to do at night.
Please, if you can help.
Hello?
Incredulous.
You know what? You are not who I wanted.
Please, if you can help.
Fancy a bit of...
Oh, now you have what I need. Okay. So Secret of the Red Grass shop is the one that I
Just
want.
between us.
Oh, very nice.
And I'm going to go ahead and buy ingredients of Red
Hey.
Grass.
I'm just incredulous. Please, if you can help.
All right then.
So what I'm going to try and do real quick.
let's go.
I'm just incredulous.
Hang on a minute, you. Just might not be worth a whit. Can hardly believe such a thing. Oh, there.
Okay, so once you buy the information on the red grass root, or the red grass, you go back to the herb seller, and the dialogue will change. So here you want to answer, do you know Grius? Grius, don't tell me. Are you the one that's been hanging around the honeybee lately? One of his friends, truly? I come from the same town as Fabian, so Grius and I met a long time ago. The man helped me countless times. I was quite sad to hear of his passing, though I think that deep down, I always knew that things with him would always end like this. Anyway, I couldn't possibly turn away a friend of Grius. So, were you looking for some of my red grass? Buy as much as you like. It's 150 reeve a piece or 4 for 500. So you really only need one for this side quest.
Can we talk?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Thanks.
Alright, here's one red grass for you. Come again anytime.
Unstinking believable.
Alright. So with that done, we want to
Alright
go
then.
back to the honeybee inn now.
Let's head there right away.
please. I'm just
And we
if you
want to
can
talk
help.
to Fabian.
Yeah.
We always have a flood of guests at night. Looks like it's going to be another hectic one. If you're free, could you lend me a hand with preparing food? If you'd like to help out, feel free to use one of the kitchens as you please. And if you have the ingredients, I can show you how to make red grass roasted bitto. Seems like Fabian's having a hard time. She's done a lot for us, so the least we could do is return the favor and help her out when we can. If I help Fabian prepare food, my tolerance should improve. So yeah, you're gonna get virtue stats from this.
That reminds me.
That reminds me, there was someone who wanted to know what it's like helping with the cooking here. We could knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Should we help Fabian? Yeah, and I want to make the red grass, or the red grass roasted bitto.
You're a big help.
Looks like you have all the right ingredients to make red grass. Let's get you prepped and into the kitchen, shall we?
Next up is...
Let's see here. A red grass roast, right? No problem. Fabian taught us all the ins and outs of the recipe.
Oh, right!
How about it? How about we make a few tweaks to the dish while we're at it? So this will affect how your stats rank. You can have Gallica take it away, make it spicier. You want to stick to the recipe.
No.
I think we should stick to the recipe.
Exactly.
That's fair. I suppose it is Fabian's signature dish, and if she was kind enough to teach us how to make it. Gallica and I poured our hearts into the preparation. A delicious aroma wafts through the room.
You did it!
Wow, we really did a good job with this one. Are you secretly some kind of master chef, Will? Looks like I did a good job at helping out. I feel like my tolerance improved.
All right.
And you actually get the recipe, the cooked dish.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
That necromancer mentioned the Day of Calamity. Pretty ominous. But what does that even mean? Louis' orders or not, 'twas the necromancer who committed those acts of brutality we witnessed at the royal funeral. He undoubtedly prepares more of the same.
Right.
Well, we're gonna have to put a stop to that corpse-robbing battle before that happens. If the state army can't handle it, then it falls on us to do it. The Day of Calamity we were warned about is just 9 days away. We need to stop that necromancer before then.
What happened?
Okay, so
All right.
we are gonna go up to turn that quest in.
What happened? Unstinking.
Oh.
You have helped helped out. Have you perhaps helped out of the Hush Honeybee? Please tell me what it was like there. So, the honeybee's cooking. I recounted to him the full story of my time as a sous chef.
Grand, isn't it?
I see. So it's all in the preparation. If I'm hearing you right, it sounds as though Miss Fabian is rather particular about the ingredients she uses. This red grass you mentioned. Not just anyone can get their hands on that. Here, can I? I knew she was no ordinary
Now what
innkeeper.
to do?
As I believe I mentioned, the place I work for serves high-class clientele, and the head chef, not to mention the customers, put too much emphasis on tribe. Just being in Nydia, I get the cold shoulder from the Komar and the Roag nobles in particular. To be expected in society as it stands today.
What in the blazes?
The head chef doesn't want people like that to even see me holding a knife. Probably why he sticks me with all the busy work and chores. I suppose I should be grateful I have a job at all, honestly. But still, there are a lot of days that I question why I'm putting up with any of it. So I wanted confirmation of the simple fact I think I've always known to be true, that the skill of a chef has nothing to do with one's tribe. Hearing about the Hush Honeybee has renewed my inspiration to keep cooking. I don't know where it'll take me, but I'm ready to throw myself into the proverbial frying pan. Oh, and of course, I need to thank you properly for what you've done. Here, take this as a token of my gratitude.
Mission accomplished.
So, we're gonna get 3 Magla pills, some cash, and an increase to our wisdom.
Now then.
And that's gonna get our... 'Tis one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If thou aspires a true sovereignty, fill thyself with the knowledge to discern truth from falsehood.
Why, that's...
A conqueror needs a precious kindling with which a follower's passion may be inflamed. For better or worse, we've learned a lot about this country's attitudes towards different tribes. Who knew prejudice could even exist to extend to cooking? But it's heartening to know people are working to make it better. So we've got to keep up our own fight too.
What on earth are you doing?
So that gets us to Wisdom Rank 2. And that opens a couple of things up to
What on
us.
earth are you doing?
It opens up purification at the church, which let's go take care of that real quick. And then there's another quest we can pick up now.
But why? Stop that at once.
Oh, God.
So now that we're back at the church,
Closure. Let us share our faith.
now that we're level 2 in wisdom, we can purify certain things. Pretty much it's born anew, as the tutorial says, with enhanced capabilities and new special effects. Okay, so we're gonna go down and purify. We have a couple things that we can purify here, so the mining jacket becomes the portman's jacket, and not only does it increase your defense, but it reduces damage from being hit by your weakness. So if you're going into a battle where you know that that character might get hit by a weakness, this is a good fit. And I actually want to put that there. And then we need to purify Stroll's weapon. So unpurified right now. That weapon has a 111 attack power. Purified, that attack power goes up to 144. Which makes it a broken early game weapon. And it makes all of his normal attacks fire affinity. Unfortunately, that's most of my gold. So, we need to get more gold. How are we gonna do that? More side quests. So we are going to go across the street. And we're gonna talk to this young lady. You. I remember you. Seems I was right about you not being a local. I've heard the rumors. My sources suggest that you and Grius were working together. Huh? How do you know that? I own a magic igniter shop, and I do have some sway with the residents of Sunshade Road. But you needn't worry. I've no intention of turning you in. In exchange for my discretion, though, for lack of better words. Would you be willing to do a job for me?
What?
What job?
Yes.
A dangerous one, shall we say. I imagine a colleague of Grius would likely have the skills and discretion required. However, perhaps I better look elsewhere. I didn't realize how young you were at first glance. I prefer to work with someone who already understands how the world works to some degree. Too much risk otherwise. Don't want your death on my conscience. So this is where your royal virtues come into play. This is where you can get locked out of quests when you haven't leveled up your stats. This lady owns the igniter shop. I bet the pay would be decent. Might be worth taking the job if it's nothing too crazy. So this is the response you want, which is why we needed wisdom at level 2. If I put my overflowing wisdom on display, I'll be able to stand my ground with people as powerful as this woman.
Yes.
Well. I suppose you already are more than you seem. I certainly can't imagine Grius would have worked with any normal child. Glad to hear it. Now, I'd like to see what you're made of.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Brigetta. I run the shop and manage trade of magic igniters. This is your first time in Grand Cathedral, you mentioned. Then, what do you think of magic igniters?
I suppose they make some things easier?
Aha! Situationally easier, but not broadly useful, eh? You have a good grasp of it then. Alright, next. Are you good at keeping secrets?
I'd like to think I am.
Fair enough. Frankly, I trust that answer more than I would a direct insistence. Then, I have one last question. Do you believe in God?
I always feel like that question's loaded, and the fact that it's in the game kind of tells a lot of what storytelling Atlus is trying to do with its characters. It's not a comfortable question for a lot of people. But my thing is, we all have our own faith. We all have our own belief system. It doesn't matter if it is the majority or not. It's there and we believe in it, and that means something to that person, and we should respect that.
Not the one everyone else does. I have my own beliefs.
In other words, not the god of sanctism. Well, that's enough for me. Yes, I think there's potential in you. I'd like to ask you to handle an extermination mission. You're fit for the task. The fact is, our trade route for igniters has been, shall we say, compromised. A local monster's apparently made the place its feeding grounds. Evidence suggests its actual nest is near the place I personally checked out. I want you to go there, find it, and exterminate it.
Wait, hold on just a moment. You're asking us to handle something so important? Is that even okay?
I'm asking you precisely because it's so important. There are reasons I'd rather not bring this to the guard. I usually prefer discretion with these sorts of things anyway. Especially with groups like them. But if Grius trusts you, then I certainly can.
How are you connected with Grius?
I hardly think that bears discussion right now.
What do you think? Does seem like she could use the help, but...
You will be compensated, of course, and generously. There's also the option of discounts on my stock, if that appeals. Additionally, rumor has it there's even treasure to be found at the monster nest. I'd say the potential rewards are a fair match for the risk. I hope you've no objections to the job.
Understood.
Thank you. You're bound for Belega Corridor. It's only a short distance away from here.
This one's important.
So there really isn't a deadline for this one, but it is advised to complete it before going back into the Grand Cathedral, because you're going to gain EXP from going into the corridor and slaying that monster. I'm not even going to attempt to say it. But this is also going to unlock Brigitta's follower arc, so we want to get that done. We don't want to put it off.
It's here. Just think of the goodies that might be hiding inside. And right there's a labyrinth.
If you don't have a way there, I'll lend you my carriage. Not the kind of trip you'll want to make on foot. You can leave the city through the large gate south of the central street. Don't die out there now.
To get there, your exit from the large south gate, or speak with me and I'll call you a carriage. Okay, so before we head out, we are going to go by the informant.
All right,
quick. So let's head down to.
Let's head there right away.
Get the
Please,
information
I'm
from
just,
him.
if you can help. Incredulous.
Fancy a bit of info?
So as you grab different side quests from different characters, the informant will update and he will have more information for you.
Want in on this?
Who told you about Belega Corridor? That place is may still harbor some treasure, since not many know about it. However, word has it that deep within is a grotesque Guptaris, a gigantic two-legged beast brandishing an axe. Quite famous amongst adventurers. It hates anyone who uses a staff or mace, and it'll go berserk if it sees one. Watch out if it starts to build up strength. The next hit could kill you straight off. That said, if you time your attacks well, you can knock it out of its stance and halt its attack. I recommend swift pierce attacks with a spear of some sort. It's weak to them.
Just between us.
If you can't, then you ought to simply guard. Defending won't help you escape, but you may just be able to survive the onslaught. Finally, there's a lot of goblins out there. Those behave more or less the same. If you want to fight them off, use swords and spears. When he says staves or maces, does he mean mage and healer. Guess we should switch it up to be safe. Just to warn you, it's full of monsters that can make the ones in Grand Cathedral pale in comparison. If you go, make sure you're mentally prepared for what you'll face. That's all I can offer you for now. Should you survive, do return. If you've got the coin, I've got more information for you. Alright. So,
I'm just incredulous.
this will update the quest itself.
What's happened?
If I go
What now?
into quest and I pull up Polish embargo, it updates, right? So it updates with the information that the informant has given us, and then it recommends what archetypes to bring. So for this one, it recommends a knight and a warrior. We're also going to take Seeker. And let me look at Seeker real quick.
What
do
now?
We are going to inherit onto Seeker. Real quick.
You've been a lifesaver.
Ridiculous. Now, where was I?
We're gonna go to Academia real quick. We're gonna actually inherit Hama onto Seeker. Just in case we need
Please, do make yourselves comfortable.
light.
All right?
What's this?
Alright, so that being done,
You'll come again, won't you?
we're gonna go back and talk to Brigetta real quick, and then we will start heading over there.
Oh, you're not getting off the hook
All right,
for
then.
that.
Go.
What's happened?
So that's
Yes, I can.
You.
Don't forget what we agreed upon earlier. It's a bit late for cold feet.
If
I can call for a carriage if you prefer to head out now. What's your call? Yeah, I'm ready to go. Okay, so request an intel will open up new areas in the city map. You can go there as long as you know the path. And you can see how many days are required to reach each destination when you select it on the map. The road there doesn't pass through an encampment. You can get there that afternoon. And then when you return, you won't be able to do anything in the evening because you'll need to rest. And the wilds outside the city contain innumerable threats, but trust in your allies and step lively for adventure.
Let's see here. But
Don't forget about the Grand Cathedral. Gallica, nobody's forgotten about the Grand Cathedral, okay?
this place. Let's see here.
Brigetta mentioned a monster lives in these ruins. It could help us train up, but you sure you want to go? Our top priority is Grand Cathedral right now. Besides, there may be even stronger enemies in
Hey,
there.
don't forget.
All I'm saying is give it some thought.
It's
Will.
your call.
You should be able to get there and back within a day. What shall it be? Want to go? Yeah, let's go.
move.
Okay, I'll let everyone know and we'll be off.
The party at last found themselves at Gallica Corridor, once a palace of a small, bygone country, destroyed and worn away by sand and rock. The land is a shadow of its former glory. Now it is home to monsters, attracted by its stagnant magma. The party steps into the corridor, as if called there by the lingering resentment of a country that could not stand the test of time.
The thing is,
This is where Brigetta mentioned apparently the monsters here sometimes attack passerbys. I had no idea these ruins were here. This was a villa for a grand old noble family, I heard, but this looks properly old.
Is this right?
Well, at any case, we're here for the Guptaras. The ruins are novel, yes, but let's not stray from our purpose. I mean, you can hunt for rare treasure.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, these ruins aren't going anywhere. We ought to stay focused.
My thanks.
There's always a trade-off. The decision is yours, but pray make it sensible, please. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna end this episode here. In the next episode, we will go into the Gallica corridor and we will hunt down the Guptaras for Brigetta, finish up that quest, and then we will prep to go into Grand Cathedral. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.